Newt's is Apple Valley's premier ice cold beer, fresh popcorn, and delicious burger bar. You should go there because they have a very friendly and kind of fun staff. And classic rock will be playing on the overhead speakers. Sports will be on the TVs, and they have pull tabs. So I can't think of another reason why you wouldn't want to go to Newt's. So get there, and when you go there, tell them the Ascertainer sent you. I'm gonna go put on another layer of clothing. I think this guy's gonna undress me the whole time. That's a Tom. Excuse me.
Mark made me promise to be nice.
Oh the hell!
No, to me, you don't have to be nice to Jim.
True. He said, "If you smell blood, sharks patrol these waters."
The rules of engagement established early.
Here's how we open each episode. There it is. So we're live.
I cracked my Coors Light for you.
I wonder if he just shrinks up like a violet right now. Hold Tom. So here we are, a special edition of the Ascertainers. I'm going to turn it over to Mark here in a sec, but we are testing out for our first Texan. We're also our first remote guest, and I'm going to give it to Mark to introduce our guest. I'm excited.
I am Mark, and Jim is also on this podcast.
I'm the Jim.
He is the
looks.
Yes.
You're the brains. I'm the looks.
And tonight we have my college roommate, Tommy.
Hello.
All right.
It's great to talk to you guys.
This is great. Do you like Primus, Tommy? Are you familiar with a song called Tommy the Cat by a ragtag group called Primus?
No, I'm not.
As a Dead fan, I'm surprised. But anyway, okay. We'll hook you up. It's a little different than anything that the Garcia Weir and company came up with.
Mark, I don't know if you remember, at least I remember one of the favorite movies we used to watch all times were the Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai.
No matter where you go, there you are.
Yeah. And do you remember the character? Perfect.
You must be talking to Mark. You don't know my rules about movies. If there's more than 0 Buckaroo Banzais or 4 horses that aren't racing or 2 bows and arrows, I ain't watching it. Or 1 spaceship. But go ahead.
Booty.
That's the guy?
His name was Booty, but he went by Booty.
Man, I'm missing out.
Is that what you were referencing?
No, the other character, Perfect Tommy.
Oh, that's right.
I just want to know what Mark was like as a roommate, but we'll get to that later. I was thinking maybe Tommy, you could tell us how you know Mark and where you are physically right now, and how excited you are to be on the Ascertainer. Start with that.
Don't say you're in the bathroom.
No, that's very specific. I mean, that's cool. But if you are, I want to know, just hold up 1 or 2 fingers. We don't need you to say it, okay?
Wait, how would we know?
Oh, we don't. This is, it's coming through that Bose speaker, so you would catch the bass of a 2 or the treble of a 1. Unless he's been eating like a lot of
vibrations.
He could have had bad scallops, and then it's anybody's guess, right?
So Mark and I met when we went to school. Our junior year, and I was just telling that story, Mark, about when we went up to the Wyoming football game.
I was hoping you would bring that up.
And we got in that Mustang 2 that was not even a Mustang 1.5, and I just remember all of a sudden it just steaming because of it just overheated, and of course. We had a case of beer in the car, but we didn't want the beer to get any warmer. So rather than using the liquid from the cooler, we decided to use our bodily fluids to try to get the car to be back to a driving condition. So that was the auspicious start to our relationship.
A parking area right next to the interstate, so everyone could see us kneeling on the radiator, peeing into the radiator to fill it with fluid.
Are you guys that cheap, that gay, or that weird? First of all, commitment to drinking beer. a 10 out of 10. So you didn't want to pour beer into it.
For everything.
Well, that probably would be bad for it too. Bubbles and stuff, Last time Mark blew bump. Anyway. So then also you didn't think maybe you could pee into like a empty beer can and pour it in? You had to literally go from tap to root there.
That would have been a good idea.
Yeah, and Mark, you didn't have to hold it for him either. I bet he could have held it himself.
Well, Tommy was having the bleed through of his silver and blue hair.
What now?
He spray painted his hair blue and silver for the Air Force colors.
Top all over or just
the hair, I believe.
Hold on, just the top hair or the curtains, carpet, curtains, the whole deal?
I had attended jump school that summer down in Fort Benning, Georgia, and they shaved your head. So I had hardly any hair on my head at all, but what I had was very, very short. So I spray painted the entire top blue and then put a silver stripe down the middle of it.
Okay, so that story could have gone so many ways. I didn't have any hair in my head, so you do the math there, Jim, you idiot. Anyway, so you had that's a good look. That's a good look to be driving by. You had a Mustang 2 Boredom Zero. That's really maybe where they got that tagline. Do you remember that?
I don't.
Get in a Mustang 2 Boredom Zero, because the thing's going to overheat and you're going to have to piss in it. They left that part out of the ad. I promise you that.
This is the first time we've hung together ever.
I don't like the word hung in this situation
Well,
as much as you do. Mark likes to say he hung, but Tommy would say differently. Mark was just there. Tommy was hanging, though.
This is the first time we met and spent time together. Is that better?
I heard Tommy clogged up the radiator. And the heat was of no consequence. He's like, yeah, I went to jump school, bitch.
I had no idea how Freudian this show was.
Oh, Freud. That's a little too subtle. We're right out there. We're more what would that be? Don Rickles? No, who's dirty? Who's a dirty comedian? Richard Pryor. Pale Richard Pryor. I'm not sure if you can tell by talking to me, but I am. We talked about this in the last episode. White and
So where are you living now?
I live in San Antonio.
That's not what I heard. Mark said you live outside San Antonio, and I said, so do we. And I thought that was funny, but apparently I'm the only one. Do you live in a suburb or do you live in San Antonio?
I live in the basement of the Alamo along with Pee Wee Herman's bike. No, I live north of San Antonio.
So you're outside of San Antonio.
Yes, sir.
Just like us. See, I told you, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a little bit north.
Well, he doesn't want to give his city. Do you see how evasive he was? Am I in trouble right now for talking to you? It sounds like you're on the run, man.
No, I live in outside a town called Stone Oak, which is northeast San Antonio.
You live in Stone Oak?
Not far from Stone Oak, yeah.
Oh my God, he's outside of San Antonio and outside of Stone Oak. Where would you say you live? I think Stone Oak, as a Grateful Dead fan, would be the ultimate place to live.
Oh,
or to say you live. Am I right, Tommy?
It's Stone Oak, not Stoned Oak.
Oh, huge! Thank you for the clarification. But just know, anything you say here is going to be heard by about, on average, statistically, 35 people.
That's what I hear. You guys are just like rocking up the podcast charts. Did you figure out how to get submitted for a Grammy yet?
We did. And we got snubbed.
I'm willing to put in a nomination.
We got snubbed. I can't believe it. It's all politics,
It is.
It is.
If we had a guest from San Antonio, maybe we could make it big, but get fucking next to Stone Oak guy here. So, well, Mark, I'm disappointed. You told me he was from San Antonio. Tommy, I think we're going to have to cut this one short. I don't have time for this. You should see what Mark's wearing, by the way.
I'm wearing my tie-dye T-shirt tonight.
Oh, that's not what I'm referring to. What are you wearing over that shirt, Mark?
A cardigan sweater.
Yep, you heard it here first.
Of course you are.
He's wearing a cardigan sweater that I think snaps at the crotch, but he tucks that part up. I think it's like a bodysuit. Keeps getting snarled in that lower body. Is it how low when does the hair start or stop? Is it at the belly button or is it more in the
just below the belly button?
Ooh, yeah. You don't want to get that stuck in a snap. So, Tommy, are you a big Dead fan?
I am. It was pretty tragic news recently, so yeah.
Very.
Well, I want to turn it over to you guys. I am not. I appreciate the Dead, but I would not call myself a fan. And I give the Dead a hard time because Mark likes them so much. And one day Geddy Lee is going to die, and I'm going to be handling it way better than you guys. So why don't you guys talk about like when you started listening to the Dead and Dead stories or whatever? Did you guys ever see the Dead live? You
Yes.
did, Tommy?
Oh, I've seen them a few times.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw them with Tom.
Yeah.
You saw them together. Well, you guys expand. I'm going to drink. I bought a new bottle of bourbon tonight. I'm pretty happy with it. And I'll
Was
just be
that-
over here sipping.
Where did we see him? That wasn't Sacramento, was it?
What year?
Although I'm not. Did we go all the way up to Sacramento?
I don't even know where we were.
Oh, it would have been Mountain View. I think that was the city. It was in Mountain View.
Was that,
There was an amphitheater there.
could that have been, Amy said she saw him in 90. That was before 90 though.
Yes. What was that?
Yeah.
1980? Well, I couldn't even tell you. Dinta, Mark, and all your roommates when you were living out there. I don't want to say last names.
Yeah, when I was going to NAV school, probably.
And then we
Yeah.
saw one other classmate there, and he was wearing his Air Force blue rain jacket from the academy.
Is that frowned upon?
I thought it was different.
Did he get mocked? Like, hey, warmonger, get out of here.
I can't even remember his name.
I think you got to let it go, Mark. It's been
I know
many
it. I know it.
decades.
Dave and Bob were at the house.
Dave, probably Bob.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I'm not supposed to use that. I'm sorry.
I'll take him out of there.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
I wanted to keep going. Ronald Reagan. Oh, shit. All right. Can I ask a question? Is San Francisco not kind of the Dead's home base or no?
Yes.
Northern California. Or Northern California
Haight-Ashbury.
band.
That's where they started.
For real? Wow.
Yeah, but they have a large following worldwide. But yeah, that's probably their home base, if you will. Yeah.
Actually, Tommy was the one who got me started on the Grateful Dead.
Tell us about that. So,
Yeah, so I'm not sure that I remember all the details.
did you do it intentionally, or were you just so cool and Mark was trying to, you just were like just being you on an average Tuesday, putting on some vinyl, and Mark was like, hey, man, snapping his fingers and shit, and wearing his cutoffs that were way too short for the time. Oh, sorry.
I guess my
embellished that.
memory of it was that you were friends with Dan. And,
Right.
And Dan was a big Deadhead. And that's...
Oh yeah, he had multiple. He had this massive library of bootleg cassettes.
Oh, sweet.
Because that was the thing. You know, everybody who was a real Deadhead at that time, they'd have these elaborate recording systems that they would bring to the concerts. And you would think that as a musician trying to make money, that the band would be upset with that. But they welcomed that with open arms. And so everybody could walk in with, amazing equipment that they would stand there and just record. And you see all these people holding the, stakes up in the air, recording with all these really cool pickup mics. And Dan had a bunch of them. And you became part of this sort of underground, I don't know what you call it. This a group, a network kind of got established, and you would just like trade tapes with people. So Dan turned me on to the Dead, and I started listening to a lot of these tapes, and then I was sharing them with Mark, and it wasn't the most pleasant experience being there. So having the Dead to kind of mellow out to and sort of escape from it all was an important sort of survival tactic, if you will.
Well, it's very cool. And so you were listening to like your guy recorded him, like he traded for it or whatever, but he was part of the whatever the grassroots recording movement. Well, by the way, hey, thank you both for your service. I would have joined up, but I have really bad eyes and I'm a coward, so I didn't. Every Air Force guy I've ever talked to were always very hilariously. They just knew how to time it. How to, oh, you're in the military? Well, I was in the Air Force, that kind of a thing. But what did you guys both, when you were out of the academy, do similar things or without, obviously, did you get stationed overseas? What's your trajectories? Get it? Since you left the academy?
We both went to Enid, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
for our first assignment, and I think Tommy was the one who came up with our squadron patch.
Wow.
Do you remember?
No, I came up with a design for it, and I was going to use the "Steal Your Face" logo from the Grateful Dead, and I wanted to say "Steal Your Wings" because we were trying to get our pilot wings, and several of our classmates objected to apparently the idea that we were going to actually steal something we should have earned, and also I guess references to the Grateful Dead.
Wow, nerd alert.
but interesting enough, the patch that won was that prism from
Pink Floyd?
Dark Side of the Moon.
The only prism I know,
Dark Side of the
so
Moon.
I had to throw that in. But so the guy, were they just not hip to cool music? They didn't know that was from Dark Side of the Moon, or they must not have been. If they objected to the Dead, they would have objected to Floyd. They're not even Americans.
Well, it was a cool patch because it had T-37 flying into the prism and then the T-38 flying out. Because that's what you flew first was a T-37.
That's an incredibly cool concept. I don't even know nothing about nothing.
Tommy's not taking credit for it. I believe that was all him.
Okay,
No,
let's
it's not. I have culpable deniability.
let's keep going on this. So you went to Enid, you got your wings, then you flew jets, right? Oh wait, sorry. So
I
then
want to fly jets.
I've got no place else to go. That was me. And what was weird is I wasn't even enlisted. I didn't even sign up. So doesn't Chris Farley do that in some shape or form?
He does.
That was that was Navy though, right? Was that
It
Right.
was.
yeah, still Dick Gear, pre-gerbil. Pretty good guy, I think. Don't you? I call him Dick. Why wouldn't I? I call it a gerbil, even though everybody knows it was a hamster.
Oh, he made fun of me on the last episode because I mentioned Dick's Picks.
Oh, of course.
You don't know the level of intellect you're dealing with. There's no way you can say that without me
I
reacting.
should have put in the apostrophe S.
Oh, the possessive? So I don't think that really helps. I mean, is it the guy?
Which Dick's Picks accounted for what? The large bulk of those 66 top 40 albums.
He didn't believe that it's even a
I like Dick.
record.
I like Dick and bulk in the same sentence anytime I can get it. So that's cool, man. I'm all about it. All right, so you went to Enid, you did that, you got out. Mark, is that when you went to Japan or to Europe or where'd you go?
I went to Japan and Tommy went to outside of San Francisco.
Oh, is this like
So
outside of San Antonio?
I washed out of pilot training, went to navigator training, washed out of navigator training. At that point, the Air Force said, stay away from our airplanes.
Okay.
So-
All right. Well, no, maybe if I'd known that prior to the recording, I would have kept away from that topic, but it all worked out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. That's good. So you did not fly after, or did you?
He can go on airplanes and fly.
That's cool. Business class or worse. Not. Excuse me, sir. Keep walking. I say you standing there. Just get back there. So okay. So what did you do then when you arrived in Northern California after?
Yeah, I went into contracting, procurement. Yeah, I did some training in Denver and then was in LA.
Did you listen to the Doors a lot when you were in Southern California? Is that a thing that everyone does, or did you stay true to your Dead roots? Because the Doors Mark likes the Doors, I guess, and
I do.
the Grateful Dead.
I've always been a Deadhead, always will be. But the Doors are great.
All right.
You remember the big argument we had with Mark or Greg, whether or not the Doors keyboard player was better than the Dead's keyboard player.
Oh
We just got a big
my!
argument about that.
I can settle that for you. I don't like either band very much, and it would have to be the Dead guy because the Doors guy played that tiny little organ.
Yeah.
Just like Mark. Sorry, I can't help myself. I'm eternally
It's not
13
tiny.
years old.
Plus, he was playing
It's
two
not tiny.
organs at once.
Yeah. Oh,
Right.
that sounds like you. Just because you only had two hands. But anyway, all right.
I don't know where that guy is, if he's still alive or...
Nobody does. It's one of the great mysteries.
Was it Pigpen? Was that their keyboardist or no? What did Pigpen do?
He was the original keyboardist, piano player and
Right.
harmonica.
Look at that.
I saw an interesting article the other day that one of the things they said was the Grateful Dead went through keyboardists like most bands go through drummers.
They were like,
Like Spinal Tap.
exactly.
Oh, by the way, I saw that on the plane. It was enjoyable. Spinal Tap 2, or whatever it called, second something. Sorry. What do you call that? A little Jim's ADD squirrel. Okay. When Bob Weir died, did you guys, was it like a gut punch, or was it like, yeah, the guy's old, he was going to die?
He saw them at the Sphere, Den Company.
Really?
Yeah, in March.
I'm sure he had cancer. He just didn't know it or wasn't diagnosed yet.
Sometimes cancer, just when you don't discover it till it's really late stage, it just I can't imagine if he found out he had cancer, he'd want to play. But he's Bob Weir.
He did play after he was diagnosed.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's my understanding that he had recovered from the cancer. He had beat the cancer, but as part of his cancer treatments, he ended up dying with some sort of lung failure.
Oh,
So I don't think the cancer really killed him. I think it was, an aftermath of the cancer that caused lung failure.
we have a friend of the show who is battling cancer, and one of the things they did via some kind of a treatment, I don't want to say what it was, but they gave this person another disease that affects the lungs to tell the cancer to beat it. So that I bet that's what I think it's called, Graft's host disease or something like that, where that's the whatever of two evils, and you don't really know, but it's you got a less of a chance of dying from this than you do a cancer. But it's just my guess. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's sad. I'll tell you one thing. I try to be very thankful every time I get up and nothing hurts and nothing is known about. Mark's strategy on that is just don't go to the doctor. And that way he'll never know. When he nearly died, he went to the doctor. So good strategy, Mark. Paid off pretty well.
It did.
Luckily, I have insurance. So, you did live. Yeah. That was good for you, at least. But anyhow.
So
Yeah.
when I saw Dead and Company play in Vegas in March, Bob was, I guess he's 77 because he died at 78. So, but slower, of course, and not able to hit the notes quite as high as he used to, and noticeable sort of degradation of where he was before. But it still really enjoyed it. He clearly just loved playing music. I was reading something the other day. It's talking about Bill Priceman, who was one of the drummers, and one of the things he said after Bob Weir died was, "I hope he got to bring his guitar with him," because that was a part of who he was. And actually, he made it. He started with the Grateful Dead when he was 16, and he had been adopted, so he didn't really have a close family that he felt any kind of closeness to. So he, from 16 until 78, he was playing with the Dead, and he's made an argument, and I think there's a lot of people says a very plausible argument that no person ever in the history of humanity has spent more minutes on a stage playing the guitar than him.
I believe that.
Yeah, because the Dead in general were just they played all the time, constantly. And he had 3 or 4 other bands that were all going at the same time at different times when he was with the Dead. So yeah.
So he had side projects along with the Dead. That's impressive.
Was that Rat Dog?
Yeah.
What's that?
Rat Dog, or Further, and then a couple other ones. Yeah, Bobby and the Midnights was one of his.
Oh,
bands.
that's right.
I'm a big sucker for just cool ass band names, and Bobby and the Midnights is up there. It's no J. Frank Reynolds and the Cavaliers, but it's it's up there.
Do you remember driving all the way to Texas from Oklahoma to see a concert?
Don't those states
Yes.
border?
We were in Enid,
Okay.
and they were playing in Austin, I believe.
Okay, so it's not like Oklahoma and Texas do touch each other, but what you're talking about is probably what, 8-hour drive?
It was a long drive in my 68 Thunderbird with no air conditioning.
Is every car you've ever owned just a death trap?
No, that 68 was pretty cool.
Whose Mustang 2 was it?
Mine.
That was a cool car.
How about the car from the last episode that didn't have an instrument panel?
That was mine.
Okay. How about the one that rolled down the street? Was that Steve's or yours?
That was Steve's.
It rolled down the street while parked. It slid down the street. right?
Well, the tires were bald, yes, in the winter.
That's awesome.
You know, Mark, I have to tell you, I still have my 1980 MGB.
Wow.
That was a beautiful car. Anniversary special.
Yeah,
What color?
black with silver stripes.
Oh,
MGB, like the MG, the little two-seater.
Yeah.
Beautiful car.
Yeah.
I had a buddy whose dad kind of had a. He like had it, but he never had more than he would get rid of one and get a different one. So he wasn't like a collector as much as he just liked having different cars, and those things were fun. Those things were a blast, actually.
That's a cool car.
It's actually spent more time in the garage than it has on the road, but that's another story.
Well, that's an MG. That's a British-built
Right.
car. It's always going to be that way.
So when did you acquire that mobile, Tommy?
Oh, at the academy. So it would have been what?
Holy shit!
When were we allowed to have cars? It was
I
I'm
think
not saying when we
junior
got,
year.
we were allowed to have them. Junior year. That's right.
What
So it would
year?
have been 84.
What year is the actual car? And what year did you acquire it?
It's a 1980. I got it in 84.
May I ask?
I looked up the serial number on that thing, and there were less than 600 MGs made after that one. So I thought it was kind of cool.
Wow. Is it well, I'm on the ascertainer, so there is no couth. What did you what was the price tag on that baby?
I think our at that time our loan limit, because everybody got a loan,
From Fort Sam Houston Bank came in,
right?
and they gave every academy person junior a loan.
Just to have? Just for an unsecured loan?
They just tricked us into taking out a loan and losing all our money.
Well, they knew we were going to graduate and we'd have a guaranteed salary, so it's like this is like
It's actually it's a pretty good racket.
yeah. Yeah.
Does anyone still
I
bank
think
with
the loan-
those?
The total loan amount was 10,000.
Wow.
I think I spent 6,000 on the MG.
Even
and then
that,
the 4,000 I used as a down payment on a Harley. Mark and I decided we were going to get Harleys.
I'm glad to see you had priorities at least. So no, but that's so 6,000 in 1984. That's a lot of money. You could buy a lot of car for $6,000 back then.
Well, we had an illegal apartment. We had illegal motorcycles.
How is an apartment become illegal?
You can't have it at the academy.
You have to live in the dormitory.
And there are a lot of stringent rules. And we broke just about every single one of them.
I'm not gonna. This is
So
probably all classified. I don't know where to die. So
I remember changing my mind about the Harley and taking it back. But Mark kept his. So he was afraid of getting in trouble for having a bike that he didn't insure it.
oh no.
Yes.
And then
It got stolen.
Tommy, I think the statute of limitations is up. Why don't you tell Mark what you did with his bike?
I even had a huge chain lock on it.
Okay,
To-
Pee-wee.
I did. It was just like that.
You chained up
I did.
a motorcycle to what?
Just to itself.
Itself?
It was at our illegal apartment.
That's that
They filed
they
a police report. Nothing.
I was screwed.
So it was just like an absolute textbook case of clinical depression for like 8 months. It was the saddest
Did
thing
he-
I've ever seen a human
so-
go through.
So he walked even slower than he walks now. You figure? Have you seen Mark's gait lately? When's the last time you seen each other live in the flesh? Excuse me, in person.
What year was that?
So, man, I hate to confess this, and I run into this problem all the time. I talked to my brother the other day, and I talked to another guy I talked to when I was at the reunion. And they're like, "Do you remember that dead show we went to?" And I was like, "No, I don't." Which, maybe that's a trigger that it was a good show, but I don't even remember us going to a dead show after this was after pilot training.
I came out to California. Carolyn and I showed up at your place,
Right.
and we went to
Is that the gymnast?
yes.
Yeah.
Nice. I'll look at thoughts on her later. Keep going.
And then we went to a concert.
Okay.
I don't remember the concert myself at all, but I just remember being in the stadium, but I couldn't tell you the set list.
So this is in the 90s or what is this? 80s?
I couldn't tell you. In the 80s. It had to be late 80s.
So the
In the
last time
80s,
you
yeah,
laid eyes
before
on this
90s,
guy is 40 years ago?
No, with the airlines, I flew into San Francisco, and Tommy was nice enough to come up to the hotel, and we spent the evening together.
I don't like how you say it like that. I bet. He's like, yeah, that's right.
We
Yeah,
were
that's
roommates
right.
for 2 years.
So that it was probably just like magnets sticking back together again. Cool. How long ago has that been? Because I want to know if you know. I want to know what Mark's ambulation was like last time you saw him, because I'd like to give you an update.
It's probably about 10 years.
At least.
All right.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
for sure.
Mark is very nimble for a.
He's eating candy corn as he's trying to explain.
Yeah, like candy corn and bourbon. That's my kink. But anyway, when I see Mark jogging, those who have heard the podcast have heard me say this. When I see Mark out for a jog, I sometimes wonder if I would be doing him more of a favor if I picked him up with my car or hit him with my car, because it is. Was he stubborn when you knew him?
As a mule.
Yeah. Well, no one has had, other than me, the gall to tell Mark, hey, you shouldn't run anymore, because it's hard to look at. And even when he walks now, he's groaning. I go, Mark, you should get new knees, man. People I know that get new knees love them. Go on, Mark. Give us your thoughts on improving your ability to run, which you love so much.
I would never be in as much pain as Tommy was when he cracked a rib. The poor guy had to sleep sitting up for how long? Like a month?
It was forever. It was a long, long time.
How'd you crack that
was
rib?
A painful experience.
Slap and tickle with Mark, or what was the?
I was a boxer at the academy.
Oh, is this the boxer?
This is.
Oh shit! Did you hear the boxing episode recently?
They wouldn't let me box intramural, so I had to do wrestling that year. And somebody just twisted me up like a pretzel, and I broke my rib.
Oh God! Did it just pop? Oh,
yeah, it was
like you broke a rib. Golly, that just sounds very barbaric all of a sudden. Usually you hear, oh, you cracked a rib. Oh, okay, wow, too bad. But if you were wrestling and some guy affected your rib to crack, that's pretty bad.
He was like that movie with the guy that couldn't lay his head down. I am not an animal. He had to sleep sitting up.
The Elephant Man?
Yeah.
So you remember that part, but not the name of the movie? I thought that was a porno, so I never watched it. I thought it would give me nightmares, but...
No, he toughed that out. I felt sorry for you, buddy. That was tough.
So, Tommy, are you the one that was not an intramural boxer like Mark, but you were on the team?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, boxing was fun.
What weight you boxed at?
125 pounds.
Wow. I
have to cut off one of my legs to get down to that weight.
Okay. Yeah. Just checking. Just say, when I turned 18, you had to get a new license when you turned 18. And I used to run the dark arts of track and field. And I remember my best friend at the time, Scott N. Long story. Anyway, wish he was my best friend now. Now I got Mark over here. But anyway, I put 160 on my license. And my buddy's like, you don't weigh 160. And I said, well, you know what? I bet I will, though. And truer words were never spoken. I'm roughly, well, I'm not 100 pounds more than that, but not far from it. So I'm beefy. I'm hefty. I'm sad that we wouldn't be in the same weight class if we ever boxed, you and I, but also somewhat thankful, because I hear you were a badass. Did you knock people out? What was your deal? Did you have to wear headgear, big gloves? Were you? What was your game in the ring? What were you known for?
What were they? 10 ounce?
So they at the academy, I think they were 20 ounce. They were really heavy gloves. I mean, it was like a pillow fight
For intramurals.
For intramural. And then when we went to regionals, they dropped them down, I think, to 14 ounce. And then at nationals, I think they were like 10 ounce gloves. I don't remember the exact weights, but your hands got faster and faster.
You could catch a guy with the 10 ouncers. Could you drop a guy with those? Or at that weight? I mean, 125 still a mad 125 pounder. I would run like hell from. But was it more of a tactical, or was it more? Could you go for a knockout, or was that frowned upon because you opened yourself up?
Yeah, you had knockouts. I mean, the lighter weights is more about scoring points, and collegiate boxing is more about getting points than it is about knocking your opponent out. But knockouts would happen for sure.
The Wing Open was a boxing matches that were held at the academy. It were a pretty big deal for Colorado Springs.
Like in the Blib Locker with Lou Gossett Jr.?
Well, Coach Wishers, who was the coach there, he actually got Sugar Ray Leonard to come and be a guest at the Wing Open boxing match. So it was a pretty big deal.
That's one of my favorite boxers. I know you're dying to ask what the other ones are, but Scott Ledoux. Gorgeous George. I know he was a wrestler, but come on, go with me here. Anyway.
In the Wing Open. You did very well in that.
Well, I always thought it was kind of funny, and as I look back on it, one of the things I thought was it may not have been the smartest choice, but do you remember you were supposed to get a couple of people that you fought with or that you had worked with to be in your corner? So I decided that I would get two of my friends, my female cadet friends, to be in my corner. Because I knew that if anybody else been in a corner, I wouldn't have listened to them anyway. So I might as well have two gals in the corner. And so I was the only, nobody ever had women in the corner. I had two women.
That is so corner. Stripes. That's like Bill Murray with John Candy in the ring there. Did you make them?
Their advice was the same as yours, Mark, which was hit them harder. Come on, you can do this. Hit them harder.
Sheila and I were talking. You're getting hit way too much. Can you just not let them hit you? Would that be an option?
So when someone throws a punch, what should you do? Duck?
Blink. Or blink. Sometimes you get hit right in the eye, and that hurts. I mean, my eyes are if a piece of dust gets me in the eye, I'm miserable. But if a hunk of leather hits me, whew, that's why I always blink. Hey, Tommy, did you have a song of the week or no?
I do have a song of the week.
Well, good. Well, why don't we let Mark kick it off, and then we'll go to me, and then we'll go to you, because you'll kind of get, that'll give you time to psych up. Or do you want to go first?
No, go for it.
Well, mine is in honor of Bob Weir.
I'll go last, in fact, just to make sure. If one of you guys picks my song, I'm going to go with the Rush one. So,
My favorite song of him singing is When I Paint My Masterpiece, which is a song written by Bob Dylan. When they toured with Bob Dylan, they did 6 shows, and I guess that they weren't happy with each other.
It's because Bob Dylan was on it.
But then they started doing it after that and put their own stamp on it. And beautiful to me.
So it is When I
Paint My Masterpiece.
When I Paint My Masterpiece.
And Bob always looked, when he being forceful singing, looked like he was in pain to me.
Yeah.
That was my song of the week.
I like it. I will listen to it. I will post it in the show notes as we do each week. Tommy, what do you got?
I hate to be too predictable, but mine is also Bob Weir, Grateful Dead song. He wrote it with Robert Hunter, and it's called Sugar Magnolia.
I almost picked that.
I almost had that one. About that song is the muse behind it, or the inspiration for it, was a longtime girlfriend of Bob Weir. Her name was Frankie, and she took on the name Hart because she was introduced by the drummer Mickey Hart. But eventually, then she called herself Frankie Weir.
The middle one.
But he met her when she was a go-go dancer at the Peppermint Lounge. So I think that's just kind of a cool story, and it's a great song. It always lifts my spirits when I hear it. So I had to go with the Bob Weir song.
I think he came up with Ashes. He was out running in the mountains, and that song.
What's with these guys like Willie Nelson and him running? They're also, I don't know if Bob Weir smoked any pot, but Willie sure did, and they were known for like jogging in the desert in the middle of nowhere.
I think Bobby partook, but he didn't do the heavy stuff like Brent and Jerry.
Jerry
Garcia was a heroin guy. That's what I regard as the heavy stuff. So Tommy, I had as my dead, because I thought, you know what? I know this is going to be a dead episode, Grateful Dead. And I scribbled down Sugar Magnolia on my notes, but then I ultimately thought, you know what? That's a little too predictable for me, because that was a hit. I think it's a hit. Right. If it's in my consciousness, that's a hit. I Googled, I found a little number done on the Late Late Show with John Mayer and Bob Weir, and it was a song called Althea. And I thought it was a very, just a top-notch fun, easy listening. I don't know, fun, but just a good representation of what a song should be. And this is John Mayer 10 years ago. He is looking. Sorry, that's a growl. I can't do roll my R's, but that was my uvula.
John was playing at the Sphere, wasn't he? When you saw him?
Yeah, in fact, I had a lot of doubts about going to see them because, if they're not the Grateful Dead, it's Dead and Company, and it's not Jerry. So, in fact, when I was there, I made sure to buy a T-shirt that says, "Yeah, I actually saw Jerry." So, and then so I had my doubts, but I got to say, he was very impressive on the guitar, very impressive, and I really enjoyed the show. In fact, I was reading something again about Bob and his passing, and I think one of a cool sort of tribute to him was what John Mayer said, which was this guy was a virtuoso. And I didn't understand the extent that, one of the things that Dead's sort of really cool about their shows is how one song would just sort of bleed into the next, and it would be a real sort of gradual sort of transition into the next song, and it just felt like the entire show was one song. But I saw something that is talking about the person who really made that happen was Bob Weir, because as a rhythm guitarist, he would start playing licks from the next song that he kind of wanted the band to go into. And other band members would pick up on it and start to play some of their licks from that same song. And then eventually they would just sort of transition to the next song.
Right. They didn't have a set list when they went into a concert.
Yeah.
Just play whatever. Now I want to go see the Dead. Damn it. Tommy, where have you been? You should have been on back when I could have seen the Dead. I'll say this about John Mayer. You want to hate John Mayer so bad.
I know it.
But God dang, he's cool.
The whole Jennifer Aniston thing. Yeah.
Maybe that's probably all it is too. I remember him talking about getting sober, and that's a great story because he said apparently he went to who's that little guy, Pharrell or so, one of these or John Legend's birthday party or something like that. And he said he was hungover for an entire week, hungover for a week. And he I guess he had some reckoning where he said, how much of my potential do I want to use? Not this much. So he just said, I think I know what to do. He just gave up booze, and look at him go. But
hey, I would encourage you.
He can shred. Sorry, go ahead.
And I would encourage you to look up a Dave Chappelle, John Mayer.
The styles of music, whatever.
Yeah.
Do the fight riff. Do the fight riff. I like Mexicans electric piano and gibberish yelled through a bullhorn. Is that the one?
Yeah. And I had a lot more respect for John Mayer after watching that than I had for him before. So
for sure. And I'm sure he honors the Dead's, the Jerry Garcia stuff, but he can absolutely he might be the underappreciated guitarist when we talk. I think we had an episode like that where he can do it all.
He can.
He's a five-tooler.
I think that's a good call. I was very impressed with him at the show. I mean, everybody loved Jerry because he was like this big, huge teddy bear, turn and smile, and just do amazing things with the guitar. But John Mayer put on a really good show.
Well, it's fantastic. By the way, we got our asses kicked at pull tabs tonight at Newt's, but the people around us won, so that was fun. It was fun to hear. Mark described his description of pull tabs to you. So it's charitable gambling. It's like bingo for stupid people, I guess. Is that pretty accurate? At least bingo, it takes a while.
Well, he used moronic in the description, which is pretty much says everything about Minnesotans.
Moronic. Wow, no, that's pretty nice. I'll take it.
That's not a fair characterization. I said oxymoronic.
Okay.
Oh, Mark just heard moronic, on account of the, Mark.
Well, you called me that through 2 years at the academy.
Mark thought it was just, I'm a clean moron,
I just always want to make sure, Mark, that you got everything you deserve.
And look at him now. This makes Mark's week. I try to get out of this podcast. Mark's like, I got no place else to go. So he comes to my basement, and struggles to get up the steps. That's what I was getting at with the whole running thing. And the last time you've seen each other, because Mark's gait is troubling.
I have bad knees.
That's a compliment. If someone said, "Oh, your knees are bad," you'd be like, "Oh, thank you." Mark has devastatingly poor knees.
He's always had bad knees.
I have.
I remember the cracking, dude, in the room.
No, I don't think there's any cracking left. I think it's all just kind of like some kind of odd hot friction that happens. But anyway, what do you say we wrap this one up? Tommy, great to meet you. Mark said you were a cool guy, but he undersold it completely. And be well until we speak again.
Thank you, Tommy.
Hey, I appreciate the invite. Like I said, love to come back again. And at some point, I need to understand what exactly it is that you guys are trying to ascertain.
See?
Yeah.
We can talk about
right
that
there,
in the future.
Right there. The duck fell from the ceiling. You nailed it, Tommy. You're the man.
All right.
Thank you.
I enjoyed it, guys.
You give all of us at the ascertainers@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook. Thank you for listening.
Good night.